when you're younger, again, you have a lot more energy. So as long as you're getting sort of 6 to 8 hours of sleep a day, that gives you between 16 and 18 hours of active time that you're awake to hit your targets and hit your goals. So it's about balancing the time that you've got to ensure that you are meeting the targets and goals that you set yourself. So for your 60 hours a week, what's your balance like? How do you feel about your current balance? Do you feel it's good, bad?
I feel like I've got a good balance. I still go out on the weekends and do, what I want to do and spend time with my girlfriend, and then spend time with my friends.
And family.
And family. Well, yeah, but that's pretty much work as well anyway. So I can fit them too. So I've done that well. But it's a good balance. But there's obviously some times where some weeks you're going to be doing more on one than more on the other. That's just sort of the way the cookie crumbles, really. But I think it works sometimes because my girlfriend works on every other Saturday. So every other Saturday at least, I use that day as a day I can catch up with work and some of the other things that I need to do. But your work split's probably slightly different.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a weirdo. I love work. I love what I do. So having a work-life balance, as they say, it depends on how you feel about what you do. And if you're someone that hates your job, if you're someone that gets up on Monday morning and just dreads the week ahead, you really need to stop worrying about your work-life balance and start worrying about just the work element of your life and making an immediate change. There's a real strange psychological process that can take place in most humans' mind where they become comfortable in the uncomfortable. And the point of it is that, you might be in a job that you don't hate, but you certainly don't like it or love it. The pay might be good, but it's not great. And you unfortunately fall into this complacency where you don't leave, you don't quit because you've just found yourself being comfortable in the uncomfortable. Whereas if they were to increase your hours by 10, or if they were to reduce your salary or really ramp up one of the factors that are making you miserable within that job, but not miserable enough to quit, you would then eventually start to move. And it's this real sad place that a lot of people find themselves in this sort of 9-to-5 rat race where they get no fulfillment in their job, which then translates to their home lives because they get home from their job or their work completely miserable, completely deflated, with zero inspiration for anything in their own life, which then translates to their personal life through their relationships, their friends and families. And other people are picking up on this. So with me, yes, I probably work, 80 hours a week some weeks, sometimes more. I've slept at the office before, work weekends, I think nothing of it. But when I do get the time off, it's kind of that work hard, play hard style mentality where I'm allowed myself the fortune of the freedom to do what I want when I want at the cost of working super hard when I do go in.
Yeah, I think a lot of it, again, for the both of us has come from, again, our dad, that when he first started working with his dad, like our granddad, he found that the more he worked, you probably remember the story, but he used to make the little pins from the lathe machine that he used to work on. And then each pin that he produced, which took out, a minute, say, whatever it was, that each pin that he produced, he could make money. And then that then showed him that every time he spent a minute, he would make money and he would see that money pretty much coming through. So I think that was kind of like a eureka moment for him, that he could sit on a machine and do the work and he'd just see money, like 1p, 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 like constantly seeing the money come through. And that almost molded his mind to the more he worked, the more money he could make. And he's kind of instilled that in us that, it's slightly different now because you can outsource some of the things. You don't need to do everything yourself. But I think it gave him that fundamental, belief in or fundamental understanding in money that you put the time in, you make the money.